Well, hello there. I bet the 5 subscribers I have didn't expect me to talk now, did they, huh? Well, expect this from now on. All the videos will have my voice now. Wait, what was this video gonna be about again? Oh, right, a Forsaken Rant video. How original. Man, do I just really love to spam and reuse that thing. Alright, to start the ranting out, I just want to start with something simple. Like, why did they just make Slasher like a basic bacon? Like, he's nothing special. He's not even like an actual character from The Last Guest. He's just a normal bacon that was just like turned into Jason, basically. He just turned into Jason. He's just Jason, alright? Now look, before one of you says it, I know. I know that Slasher is supposed to be Jason. I remember what the devs said when they were teasing Slasher, that he's supposed to be like Jason. Because I know that before Slasher was a character, he was just Jason. I know. I played this game for a long time. Though, I feel like they could have used this opportunity to just make him a unique character. But no, they didn't. Which is kind of a shame, because I actually am really into, like, making one of the killers, one of the antagonists, the Bacons from the Bacon War in The Last Guest. That's a good idea. But I just don't like how they handled it. Like, I don't know why they just made him Jason. No, I know why. It's just, I feel like they didn't use it well. Like, they could have made him something special instead of just a normal Bacon, who just so coincidentally is also named Jason. Like, come on, come on. And when you start thinking of it like that, then it starts making a little less sense why they pair Slasher's lore up with Guest a little. Like, it makes sense because they were in the same war and they're based off of the same thing, The Last Guest. But again, Slasher is not from The Last Guest. He is an original character that's based off of The Last Guest that is a Bacon hair from the war, which starts making a little less sense, you know? Like, for all Guest knows, he just thinks that Slasher is like one of the Bacons that he just kicked their teeth in with his kicks in the war. Yeah, that's probably what he just thinks. He doesn't think of Slasher as someone he should know. He just thinks of him as another Bacon. Actually, here's lore for Slasher that my brother thought of just yesterday to make Slasher into his own character and not just the Roblox Jason. Okay, here, just hear me out, or just hear him out, alright? It's a good one, and I feel like it was so obvious, like, come on. Okay, so hear me out. What if, instead of making Slasher into an OC that's based off of The Last Guest, why not just make him Jez from The Last Guest? Like, yeah, Jez. And when you think about it a little, it starts making a lot of sense. It kind of makes you wish that Jez was Slasher instead of just Jason. Like, his mom is dead, he thinks the guests did it, and he's hateful towards guests. It would make sense, alright? And it could also add into why this version of Guest didn't get saved by him during the grenade explosion. It's because he probably didn't see the knife in the general's office, which gave him, like, doubts of who actually killed his mom. Like, am I cooking or not? Is my brother cooking or not? And it would also explain why the direction of the war changed so drastically from the original Last Guest after Guest died. Because they lost their greatest fighter after they took him into Area 51 to try and make him stronger so that they have such a big brute, a ruthless war machine fighting for them, but it just failed. Okay. Here's how Slasher's new lore would go. Slash Jez, alright? Remember that Slasher is supposed to be Jez now in this story. His lore from the original Last Guest would stay mostly the same, except for the fact that he didn't see the knife in the general's office, which doesn't give him the doubt. So, he successfully tells the general that his friend, I forgot who his friend was, it was the Acorn Girl. He successfully rats on the Acorn Girl helping the guests in the labor camp, and it like leaves him like basically isolated and alone. All he thinks about is the war now and how to get revenge for his mother. And after the general died, and he didn't save Guest, like in the original movie, the colonel is now the one in charge of the war. And when the Bacon general died, he saw how much of an advantage the Guests now have against the Bacons in the war. So he took drastic measures and decided to make their best soldier in the war even stronger with the help of the government slash Area 51. I don't know, actually, I don't even know, like, if the government knows about what happens in Area 51 in Forsaken slash Roblox lore. Maybe it's just a top secret research facility. The point is that they used Area 51's help, or Area 51 gained interest to where they decided to help them along with it using the Necrobloxicon. And we all know how well that went, eh? Overall, I actually really like the story my little bro made. He definitely cooked, and it actually makes me really wish that this was the story they thought of, you know? And it also gives them an excuse to change Slasher from saying, you know, the Kiki Mama to something more original or at least Roblox-like. Like this. Good. Did you like it? Did you like the thing I added? Did you think it was creative? I bet you thought that, didn't you? To sum it all up, I think Slasher has just missed potential story-wise. Like, they focused so much on making Jason and Slasher the same thing for obvious reasons, but in that, they just focused too hard on it, and then something he could have had, which was really cool, just doesn't exist because he's just Jason. He's nothing special that relates to the last guest aside from being a bacon. And speaking of something that he could have had which is cool but just isn't, why did they decide to just call him Slasher? Like, that is the most basic, literal horror movie, like, template name ever. Like, they could have called him something cooler or more memorable. Even something like adding just War before Slasher, like War Slasher, would make him a little more memorable. Like, hey, do you know that they redesigned Jason into War Slasher? It just sounds so much cooler, or at least more memorable, right? If not a little cheesy. Well, now that the Slasher part of the rant is over, it's time for another topic that gets me a little more heated, let's say, than just missed potential of one character. Let's talk about the man who cut in line, Nosferatu.
Wait! If that was you on the phone and you on the bus, then who was flickering the lights? Nosferatu!
I hate Nosferatu. Now, before you say anything, not for the reasons that other people say they hate him. You hate him because he was an unexpected, unfitting killer for this game. I hate him because I'm forcing myself to grind him to level 100 and being absolutely miserable with how lose-lose his kit feels. Like, I seriously feel like there is no winning to it. Like, no matter if you hit your move or not, you're always gonna be the loser. Like, I'm serious about that. Now, for some context, I'm currently leveling up every survivor and every killer I have to level 100. The only things I have left to do on the survivor side is Taff and Veronica, and for the killer side, Nosferatu. Now, I saw the Gluttony remodel and the quality of life buff that Ascension got with the target so that you can more easily land dive. And you know what? The remodel and the buff made me think that, you know what? Maybe leveling up Nosferatu to 100% and only being the killer I play until I get him to 100% wouldn't be so bad, you know? I have a cool new model and an easier time landing dive. Then all of that hope immediately went away as soon as I used Ascension, used dive, and see that they implemented the weird highlight that the classic skin only used to have into every part of Nosferatu. Like, why? That was such an unneeded nerf because you already know that he's going to use Ascension because they already made its beginning wind-up sound global so everyone hears it. And I can't even remember if they made the dive sound global, but I'm pretty sure they did. So you're basically not gonna be catching someone out of surprise unless they were really... And not only that, but why does every move punish you but also reward you at the same time? Like, let me try and give an example. Successfully hitting a survivor with Bloodhook rewards you with distance closed, yes, but It also increases its cooldown when landed, and the close-up blood hook is just useless, alright? Don't ever hit your blood hook up close. It's practically useless. And while it's certainly not a bad move, it just doesn't reward you. It feels more like you're restarting the chase all over again instead of getting an advantage in the chase, which is not what a killer ability is supposed to be, right? It's all because it gives you helpless and slowness when you successfully pull the survivor all the way to you. And while I do understand why it's there, but I don't understand why they made it apply the slowness and helpless during the short-range version, which basically makes the short range even more useless because it doesn't do a lot of damage, and it doesn't even let you follow up and use the distance you closed. It's basically forcing you to use it long range only so that you actually do damage to the survivor that's actually meaningful. But that's when it's easiest to dodge, and when you miss, it's honestly pretty punishing with how long the end lag is. It's a lot more detrimental than you think. And that honestly makes it feel like the old entanglement, where you throw it out as kind of like a Hail Mary and hope that you can still combo the survivor to where you get the advantage even after getting inflicted with slowness and helpless. Just a heavily punishing move both when you land it and when you don't. And that's just for Bloodhook. I have a lot to say about Cataclysm and Hunter's Feast as well. And just to start off short, why does Hunter's Feast slow you down? Like, I don't see why it has to slow you down. Like, it doesn't speed you up, and it doesn't even do that much damage. All it does is apply a weakness debuff to the survivor. And for Cataclysm, it's just so situational. Like, I don't know if you could tell in the footage, but you're basically never gonna use Cataclysm only when the survivor corners themselves, and then you can zone them in using the blood puddles. In that case, that's also very situational, because a good survivor probably won't corner themselves. And if they do, you better hope that it's in a good spot to zone them in, because it's pretty easy to react to, meaning that using it in an open area or during chase is never going to work 99% of the time. You know, I'll probably do a Nosferatu balance rework video next time, but for now, I think I'll end the topic on this video with just 3 simple buffs that will definitely help. First buff, remove the slowness you get when firing Hunter's Feast. It's unnecessary and makes it a lot clunkier to use, at least in my opinion. Second buff, increase up-close Bloodhook's damage from 3 to 5 and do not let it inflict slowness and helpless to Nosferatu. Let's actually reward the vampire for hitting his Bloodhook. And if you're like some people I know that think Bloodhook should have slowness, including the close-up, then how about this? It just gives you slowness 1 for 3 seconds. Third buff, remove Ascension's Indicator! Sorry there, I don't know what took over me. But yeah, remove Ascension's Indicator please. It was unnecessary, and while it is definitely not the hardest thing to hit, I take back what I said, I still think it was an unnecessary nerf. Well, that's another one done. And you know what? I'm actually surprised that this video is much longer than usual. When I thought I wouldn't be using the text anymore, I thought it would actually be shorter. But I guess I was wrong. I'm just a yapper. But now I want to use this opportunity to tell you about the future of this channel. More specifically, the content I'll post. Now that I'm using my voice, I will post 2 more Forsaken videos, then 2 videos that aren't Forsaken based. I want to expand the channel to more than just Roblox content. But I am not done with Roblox. I have a lot more planned with it, trust me. I just want to be known as more than just another Forsaken YouTuber. Well anyways, that's all she wrote. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you didn't, talk about what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching.